Peggy 12.
Welcome to Wildstar. This is Devspeak. Disclaimer time. This series is about getting into the nitty-gritty of Wildstar. That said, we're going to start with something you might not expect. It's one of our core features: housing. Let's start at the beginning. How do you get a house? Well, just find yourself a Protostar housing specialist. You'll see them pretty early on. Bring some cash and you are G2G. They'll send you straight to your sky plot to start building. You'll want to clear off any, shall we say, undesirables. Oh, what up? You can stay. First, you can build a little campsite. Then you'll get a starter home. Eventually, you can buy some pretty crazy domiciles. Once it's built, you can customize and decorate the hell out of it. And really, you can do anything. I mean, inside, outside, walls, roofs, doors, windows, wallpaper, furniture, it's all fair game. Put a floating chair and an upside-down table. See if I care. But housing in Wildstar isn't this isolated secondary feature. It's actually woven into your entire gameplay experience. You'll find items for your house all over the game, from random drops to quest rewards to crafting. It will become your home base, and a place that provides you with a myriad of conveniences. An easy example? Logging off in your house grants you more rest XP than anywhere else. More cool items in your house? More rest XP. Remember how I said you can decorate the outside of your house? Well, you can actually construct buildings and facilities. We call them plugs. They fit into spots on your land called sockets. This is where the real action happens. Like to cook? Build a garden to harvest ingredients. Need some more? Build a mine. Can't bring the deeps? Practice on a target dummy. Tired of facing that mob of players around the public workbench? Build your own and craft in peace. Your plugs will give you daily quests, resources, and more. But they do take some time to build up. Don't worry, because you can teleport to your house anytime from anywhere. Housing is also a little bit of a social scene. Set your plot to allow your friends and neighbors to visit, or open it up to the public. It's not just about showing off. You'll be looking at some serious perks. Can't log on for a week? Get a buddy to maintain your garden, and they'll get a portion of the reward. Bandits raiding your neighbor's property? Lend a helping hand, gun, or sword, and earn yourself some bounty. Hardcore raider? How about a personal raid portal? With a buff. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. We are making a big effort to make player housing a major part of the game, and I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it as much as I do. Well, maybe not as much as I do. This is only the tip of the iceberg for housing. In this episode, we're going to talk about what is, hands down, the most defining aspect of Wildstar's combat: aiming. Now, during development, we experimented with several different aiming methods: traditional MMO tab targeting, crosshair aiming, crosshair soft targeting, and MOBA-style skill shots. Each of these methods has its pros and cons, and attracts some of us more than others. In the end, we decided to put together a new system we call freeform targeting. It takes the core of traditional MMO tab targeting, letting you easily locate your allies or enemies. But with almost all of our abilities, you can actually take manual control of your aiming to launch projectiles or inflict pure area effect damage. This system ends up giving you moment-to-moment control and a real sense of risk versus reward. It also works great with our existing creature telegraphs. Telegraphs felt pretty awkward when combined with traditional MMO targeting. All you had to do was use an ability to snap back to the enemy. Not much skill. Freeform targeting is the missing link. This means that while your enemies can miss, so can you. Suddenly, movement, positioning, and aiming make all the difference to an expert player. Because getting the most bang for your buck means nailing all four of these fools. This is also crucial to PvP. The best players know how to deliver their damage while avoiding their enemies. This guy, he needs to get on my level. Now, we do give you tools to help you aim. Mousing over an ability on your bar shows a targeting decal. Holding down the button lets you aim. When you're ready, just release. There we go. All classes in Wildstar will have to master aiming. Need a little crowd control? Make sure your aim is on point, and you'll unleash some crazy combos. Tanking? Freeform targeting adds an element of skill to all the basics: pulling, holding threat, taunting, protecting your group. Skilled tanks will stand out. How about healing? In Wildstar, healers will have to move constantly, evading attacks and actually lining up their heals. You'll know a good healer when you see one. To keep things fresh, we have a smorgasbord of different attack shapes. And when paired up with different cast methods, we get a huge range of abilities. Keep in mind, moving and aiming are just the meat and bread of the Wildstar combat sandwich. we still got all the fixins'. Later, we'll talk about how crowd control works in Wildstar. Like blind. Oh, That's it. We thought now was a good time to go over some of the finer details of Wildstar's gameplay mechanics. Before getting into specifics on classes and abilities, I think it's best we start at the foundation: movement. I know it sounds simple, but consider the fact that movement plays a major role in every part of the game. You know, questing, exploring, looting, trolling, raging. Wildstar's not trying to reinvent the wheel when it comes to movement controls. Good old WASD feels familiar and it gets the job done. We've got mouse look, turning, and strafing. Basic, I know, but important when you're trying to say, line up a power shot, heal your buddies, or taunt mobs going ham on your group. But let's get back to movement. We have jumping. Yeah, no, not that exciting. How about double jump? That's literally twice the jump. No. How about quadruple? But seriously, double jump is awesome. It makes exploring Nexus a blast. Double jump in combat? Perfect for using the arena walls to escape when you're low on health. Or for chasing your fleeing victims and ensuring the death blow. In PvE, you're going to love double jump. Use it to launch over death rays. Or get shot in the dick. We've also added an FPS-style sprint function. Hold shift and run a ton faster. Pro tip, use sprint and jump together. It's rad. See that crystal floating off in the distance? May I introduce the sprinting double jump combo. Alright, so we decided to give you a sprint meter that runs out while sprinting. Why? Because if you could sprint all the time, you wouldn't be sprinting. You should be running faster. Just keep the meter in mind when you're rushing to get dibs on that mining node. Sure, you might get there first, but what happens when that node turns into this? If you've seen some of our other videos, you've probably seen that we have dash. What's the best use for dash? Avoiding enemy attacks, of course. What's that robo fish thing? Is it shooting a laser at me? I'll just go ahead and step to the side, thanks. Dash is not a one-trick pony, though. It's great for other things as well. Esper buddy dropped me a healing orb. Thanks. Enemy knocked your weapon away. No problem. That little sheep over there. What up? We've also got a whole bunch of class abilities that take advantage of movement. Leap and smash that guy. A little teleport right here. Oh, and my personal favorite. How about I just tear a hole in reality to switch spots with a robot? Keep in mind, Planet Nexus has gravity. Well, except when there are floating crystals that alter gravity. Or you're in space. Anyway, that's all I can cover for now. Beta's underway. But don't worry, we'll be posting more of these videos, so check back soon. If you want to know more about... This series is about taking a closer look at Wildstar's gameplay. So let's jump headfirst into one of our biggest features, paths. So everyone picks a path when they create their character. It's part of you. But unlike your race and class, this choice is about how you like to play MMOs. Now don't get me wrong, the game itself has a huge amount of variety. No matter what your path, you'll be getting into all kinds of situations, like going kamikaze rhino on some dastardly pirates, or finding underwater robots in a frozen lake. But paths will consistently give you more of your favorite content. Take my buddy Fedora here. She likes to explore. In other games, she's always trying to scale up mountains, find secret locations, or race me from some farmhouse to some satellite dish. Hell, she turns MMOs into scavenger hunts. In Wildstar, because she picked the Explorer path, she has access to that content everywhere. Like placing a beacon on top of this tree, discovering a secret underground tunnel system, or running a time challenge from way up here to way over there. She'll even get actual scavenger hunts. Now Franco here, he likes to know things. Like, what's the deal with these giant flowers? Why does their pollen make me float? This is why Franco plays scientist. He's got a little scan bot that can unlock all the answers he seeks. Like, what's the secret purpose of this facility? And how can he arrange these things in just the right way so... Hidden room. Now me, I just like killing things. And not just everyday things. big ol' waves of things. Freaking huge, weird things. Yeah! Get some! That's why I play Soldier. Soldier gives me experimental weaponry to play with, huge holdouts, and super hard boss fights. And then you have Settlers, like JP Higginbottom. He can literally build buildings all over the place. Things like buff stations, vendors, secret quest givers with rare loot, even shared infrastructure projects. And JP Higginbottom loves the attention. You may see him trying to attract you to his campfire. Don't feel special. He gets Path XP when you use it. Now, when all of us group together, it gets pretty awesome. It's like an old pen and paper adventuring party. Fedora drags us up deadly jump puzzles, Franco tells us a secret backstory, I get the group into huge fights, and JP Higginbottom builds us speeder bikes to ride back into town. Even playing this same path is fun. Explorers can, race each other to the top of the mountain. Soldiers make each other's holdouts bigger and more rewarding. Even settlers get payoffs for teamwork. I could go on forever about paths, but I gotta run. JP Higginbottom just built a bar. And drinks are half off. But don't forget social media and all that jazz. After all, the devs are listening.